All right, hey everybody, and welcome to Site Review Tuesday. I'm Robert with Zenfolio Customer Success. I want to say thank you for joining us today on the live stream. Those of you guys who have hung out with us before on Site Review Tuesday, you guys know how it works. But for everybody, to get things started, somebody drop a number in the chat, 1 through 72, and that's going to determine which site we review first. So go ahead and drop a number in the chat, and while you're at it, say hi to us. Let us know where you're watching from. We love having you guys jump on here and hang out with us. Also, if you have not submitted your site for review yet, that link is out there in the chat for you guys, and it's in the description below the video as well. So make sure that if you haven't submitted your site yet, that you go ahead and you get that site in that doc, so we can choose it today at the end. So the way it's going to work today is we're going to do 3 sites like always. We're going to do 15 minutes per review. The third site is going to come from one of you guys who are hanging out with us there in the live chat. And then as always, we're going to be giving out points, but we're not really keeping score. It's all for fun. So make sure you say hi. Let us know where you're from. I've got Lewis, Bishop, Ian Oliver, Home Phone, Katie hanging out with me today, helping me take care of you guys in chat. So make sure that you show Katie some love. Let's see. We've got Meredith. And let's see. I think I said hi to everybody already really quick. So, hey, I got a quick question for you guys. Who has resorted to either cutting their own hair or cutting their kids' hair right now? So I've been cutting my own hair for years, but yesterday we finally gave my son his first home haircut. I did it, and let's just say we won't be posting pictures of that anytime soon, but at least his hair isn't around his ears. But just curious, who has resorted to cutting their own hair or cutting their kids' hair yet? Let me know in the chat. Okay, some quick announcements really quick. I saw number 4 in there, so we're going to get site number 4 pulled up in a second. But some quick announcements really quick. The COVID-19 vendor updates, those links are in the description below. So if you need to check out what's going on with our integrated vendors, there are actually 2 links below that will show you that information. One is a link that you can actually share out to, with your clients. The other one is one just for you to let you guys know what's going on with the integrated vendors and with COVID-19. Also, this week on Zenfolio Live, we're going to be showing you guys how to sell tutorials and collect payments for virtual courses here on Zenfolio. So right now, there's a lot of people home with kids that they might not be used to having with them all the time, and they might be looking for something for them to do, or maybe they're looking for something to do themselves. Right now, doing online training, virtual courses would be a really big item right now. So think about that. We're going to be talking about that a little bit later on this week on Zenfolio Live. And then we are continuing on with our challenge of posting something daily. So right now, with everything that's going on, it's no better time than to make sure that you're posting some of your beautiful photos on your social media channels, making sure that you're trying to shine a little light in this darkness that we're all going through right now. And there is just no better time for us as photographers and as creatives to make sure that we're surfacing and showing the side of humanity that we want people to see. Let's see. Britton says, put down the scissors. Meredith says that she has. And then we've got Ian from MA. So Massachusetts, Maine. Which one is that? I'm not super familiar with that one. I think it's either Maine or Massachusetts. I need to work on my geography. But the first number that I saw was Mr. Lewis Bishop putting in number 4. So we're going to get started on that review right now. All right, so website number 4. Let me get that pulled over. We're going to get 15 minutes up on the clock, and that is going to be, it looks like it is Hall of Fame Portraits. All right, Hall of Fame Portraits. Home Phone said Maine is ME, MA is Massachusetts. I should know that. I have some friends up in Maine. Okay, Hall of Fame Portraits. I'm getting that site pulled up, bringing that over right here for you guys, and we're going to throw 15 minutes up on the clock for the review for this. All right, so here we go. 15 minutes on the clock, and we're going to start that review right now. All right, so just starting out up here up at the top, I'm just going to bring this down so you guys can see this. Let me do it this way. Bring it down so you guys can see it. So right up here, not a big deal, but there is the standard favicon set up here. And then we kind of have Zenfolio Hall of Fame portraits right here. So I'm not sure what other information that you have in here. But you have Zenfolio written here. Not sure what that's about. This is definitely for your website title. So this is the place for you to put information that relates to you and your business, because this is going to show up in search results. So when you jump over to Google and you do a search result for a photographer or whatever you're searching for, that is the website title that shows up, the big bold first description in the search results. And that is also what this is right here. So you want to think about what you have in here, because even though it's not showing anywhere on your site except for up here, that information does matter. All right, so we're going to move this back up, and then we're going to go down here and just take a look at these images really quick. So it looks like we have some pretty cool wedding photos in here. So far I'm not noticing anything that's being cropped off or anything like that. So I think that's perfectly fine. You've got some gorgeous, gorgeous wedding photos. It shows the ceremony, shows the reception, a lot of action going on. So just some absolute beautiful photos. Now, a couple of things here. I would like to see a custom logo up here just for you to start establishing some branding. This looks like it's just the kind of the title, but I would like to see a logo up here. And then down here at the bottom, you have your site menu down here. And I don't think that this is terrible, but it does kind of blend in and gets a little hard to see for me down here. Also, it's at the bottom, so depending on what I'm viewing this on, it could be a little hidden from my view right out of the gate. The other thing that I want to point out as well is right now, I have no idea what location you're servicing. So I have no idea if you're in my state, what state you're in. So there's no location information here on the homepage. So just a couple of things to think about. What do you guys in chat think about this lower bottom menu? Do you guys think this is okay? Do you like this? Is this something that you're using? What is your guys' preference and thoughts on that in chat? Let me know. Let me move this out of the way so we can take a look here at your site menu. So it looks like we have home, we have engagements and weddings, events, lots of different drop downs on here. So we're going to just go ahead and take a look through this. And just to circle back really quick, if this is set up this way, if you don't have a logo, and if you have that Zenfolio up there because maybe you're on a starter plan, and with a starter plan, we do not allow some customization, you really might think about upgrading to that next level, which is a pro plan, because that's going to give you not only the options to customize this and add custom logos and things up here, but it's also going to let you sell your images as well. And online sales has not been as important. I mean, it's always been important, but right now online sales is so important with everything that's going on. So thinking about upgrading to that pro plan is going to get you the ability to do that as well. Okay, let's check out your first site menu item. This is a drop down, so we're going to see what we have here. And actually, would you call this a drop down or a drop up? Let's take a look. So we're going to go here. We'll say she said yes. And let's just take a look at this. Some absolutely gorgeous images though. Gorgeous images. Okay, so I am hitting a barrier here. I've seen a couple of images on your homepage. Now when I go to look at your portfolio, you want me to give you my name and my email. Now this is visitor sign-in. It's a very powerful feature, and it's very nice to have because it allows you to collect visitors' information. However, I'm not sure that putting this on your portfolio is the best move. People going right to that being your first site menu item might want to see a little bit more of your work, might want to see a little bit more about you before they're ready to give you their information. Now you can set up a portfolio preview using custom pages where you can do a little demo of your portfolio and then maybe have a click here to see more. And then that could take somebody to a gallery where they do visitor sign in. What do you guys think in chat? Is this a barrier for you? What do you think about having visitor sign in turned on, first site menu item in there when we're going to look at the portfolio? I'm going to go ahead and do the sign in just so we can get in here and take a look. Let's see, we'll do Robert at yopmail.com, and we're going to go ahead and do a sign in really quick and take a look. Okay, so now that we're in here, we're in this she said yes, and this looks like it is a group section. All right, so it looks like these are maybe, I don't know if these are going to be actual client galleries, if these are maybe demos from different client galleries. So let's just click on the first one here and take a look. But what I would recommend is that this seems to be set up for visitors. So maybe think about using your group captions so that you can tell people below are some samples from recent client shoots or something like that. Basically, you want to make people, when they get in here, so first of all, we've had to do that visitor sign in, but then when we get in here, you want to make us feel comfortable like this is a place that we're supposed to be in. I shouldn't be thinking, am I supposed to be seeing this? Are these client galleries? Like, there should be a really clear explanation here. Maybe like, here are some recent samples from recent client shoots. And another thing too you might think about is not doing this group view, but kind of putting it all together on one gallery so that we can see the best from those different client sessions all on one page, because now we kind of have this cumbersome navigation that we have to go back and forth through. So just so we're talking, I'll show you, we're looking at the images here. All right. And there's not a lot of information. They're absolutely beautiful images. I think you've got a great eye. The photos are just gorgeous. But I see 4, 5 images, and then if I want to go back and see those other client photos, now I have to go back up here, go back to She Said Yes, and then go back into another gallery. So that's a lot of extra clicking around that I have to do. So you might want to think about either combining these all together in a single gallery, throwing up a gallery caption on there. That way there's only one portfolio to navigate to for engagements, right? And we can see the best of the images without having to do that back and forth. Because you can see really quickly, I'm only seeing 4 photos, or I can't count, 5 photos. Then I have to go back up here and do this again. And I'm going to tell you right now, I would get really tired of having to do this. I'm looking to hire you, make this as easy as possible for me to navigate and get to the stuff that I want to see. So this kind of navigation is going to get really, for lack of a better word, really annoying really fast if I keep having to go back and forth like this. Again, just some beautiful, beautiful images. I'm going to say bonus points on your images. They're absolutely gorgeous. I love all the green in this set right here. This is just a beautiful set. The other thing that I'm not seeing here is captions. So again, thinking about captions, right? Those are going to help your SEO. Those are going to show you something that that's going to let people know what the gallery is about, but it's also going to help you show up better in search results. Also down here, categories and keywords. We're missing categories and keywords. So even if you've keyworded these images, that stuff's not being used. So it's not helping you with your search engine results at all. Also, we've got the tweet and the like button. Not a problem having those here, but I would definitely have a friend go in and maybe have them give this a couple of likes so that when people show up here, they're not seeing 0 likes here on this like button down here. All right, I'm assuming that probably most of these are going to be set up the same way. Let's go ahead and move into tying the knot really quick and take a look at that. All right, so I'm moving into another group, and I again am hit with another set of visitor sign in. So this could be a really big barrier for people. So let's just get in here, and I'm assuming that everything is probably going to be set up the same. But let's just take a look really quick and see. Okay, and it looks like it's the exact same setup, although we've got a lot more images in here. Looks like some of them are still generating previews, but again, we're going to have that really cumbersome navigation where once we click on one of these to go inside and look at it, and it looks like there's some images that are still rendering, so let's go back and take a look at another one maybe here. There we go. When we go in here and we take a look at this, if we want to go back and look at another one, we have to go back up to the drop down, go back here, and then click on another one. So hopefully you guys are really getting a sense of how tiresome that navigation can become, how much time I'm spending going back and forth. So let's move on to events, and let's take a look at that. So we're going to hover over events, and if you want a suggestion on how I would set this up, if you want to keep these different sections separated like you have them, I would just make this a drop down that goes directly to these different galleries. However, if this was mine and I was going to set it up, I would not have these separated into all these different client sections like this. Personally, I would cherry pick each client section that you have there, bring the best of those all together onto one gallery for weddings, one gallery for engagements, and have that directly accessible via the drop down here. So this would hover over it, engagements, weddings, I would click there, and then I would go see the best of your engagement photos not separated out into different galleries, all in one gallery. And I could click the weddings and I'd go see the best of your wedding photos, not separated out in these different client sections, but all together on one page so that I don't have to do all of that back and forth navigation. Okay, let's keep moving. Let's go check out your events drop down. It looks like this is quinceañeras. Hopefully I said that right. Did I say it right? Quinceañeras. And then again, it looks like we have some images generating previews here. So let's go and take a look. If you guys didn't know, whenever you see this happen, this means that Zenfolio is generating the preview images for this gallery. Now, a lot of times you'll see this when you're uploading new galleries. We actually generate 9 different display images for your site. Sometimes if you've had a gallery online long enough that things have changed with the preview generation algorithm, or different servers have changed, you might go into an old gallery for the first time in a while and you might see it start generating those previews. It's just catching up to the updates. And that's why sometimes your older galleries will have to regenerate those preview images. Okay, so here's the quinceañeras. And again, absolutely gorgeous photos. Like, hands down, these photos are absolutely beautiful. And I think this is a fine navigation as long as you're going to add any other quinceañera shoots. I'm trying to say it right. You guys can make fun of me. I'm probably messing it up. As long as you add any more photos for this particular genre into this gallery and you don't create the separate client ones, because again, that navigation is just really cumbersome and takes a long time. All right, let's check out your portraits. So we got baby bumps. Let's go take a look at that. And again, we kind of have these separated client sections. So having to click in here, and then we get to see a few photos. Then you have to click back up here and then go back to the other gallery to check out the other one. So my feedback is going to be the same across the board. Let's get these together in a single gallery. Let's get a caption in there. Let's get keywords. Let's either remove the like button or have some friends go in here and give this a like. And the other thing that I'm still curious is I have no idea where you are located. So far, I have no idea if you're a photographer I can hire, because I have not seen any kind of location information at all. So when we go back to talking about gallery captions, another nice thing that you can do with gallery caption is you can add location information in there. So I am a family portrait photographer in Raleigh, North Carolina, or I'm a North Carolina family portrait photographer. Some of my favorite places to take family portraits are at the Outer Banks. So things like that you can add in just to let people know where you're located. All right, we're going to run out of time, so let's check out some of these other pages really quick. Let's check out your testimonials page. And while we're waiting on that time, you guys drop another number in the chat. Let me know. Let's see. Let's do a number. Let me look at the numbers over here. So do a number 75 to 145. First, so drop some numbers in the chat. 75 to 145. That'll be the next site that we review. Okay, so this is a really cool custom page. This is client reviews, and I think that you've done a great job. I'm going to give you bonus points for this. Setting up this custom page, you have the image over here, the quote from the client, and the client name. I think that this is really, really cool. So great job setting this up. I love this, that we can actually go down and see the image. Looks like a couple might be missing photos. You might want to check the access on that photo. Sometimes if you're pulling these images from password protected galleries, you might have to go to that particular photo and make it public so that it can be seen here on this page. Oh, there we go. It was just loading up. Okay, here we go. So I think this is a really cool page. Lots and lots of customer reviews. So as you get more reviews, you might think about creating a review page of like wedding reviews, family portrait reviews, different things like that, so that it's easy for me as a visitor who's looking at hiring you for a particular kind of shoot. I can go see the reviews directly from those types of clients, and I can see what they say about you. All right, let's check out your client galleries really quick. So you've got them listed in here by year. That's pretty cool. All right, and then the password. So I'm assuming that maybe you have one master password for all of your client galleries. That's an interesting concept. So not sure how to get in there, but it's probably good that I can't because they're client galleries. So it looks like that's all working. All right. Hey, thank you so much for submitting your site. Hopefully that review gave you some things to think about. My biggest thing that I would go back and really work on is that portfolio. That navigation between all of those different pages is really, really cumbersome, and that's what I would really focus on. All right, so let me close this out. And then let's see. First number I see in the chat is Meredith with number 33. So let me go grab site 33 really quick. And this will be the last site from our backlog. Those of you guys who are hanging out with us in the chat, if you have not submitted your site to be reviewed, go drop it in the link in the description below the video. It says site review submission form, and I think I threw it out earlier. So if you don't have it in there, that's going to be the next site that we review after this one is coming live from you guys. Let's see. Number 33 is blackriderstudios.com. So let me grab that site and get it over here really quick. All right. Oh, that's a really cool logo. All right, so let's get this over here and let's get it sized in here. And we're going to get 15 minutes up on the clock and we'll start that review right here. So here we go, 15 minutes, and here we go. So again, this is a really, really cool logo. I love this logo right here. I think it's really nicely done. It sets up here and it looks really, really cool. Pulling the site down, if you guys want to look at it yourself, it's blackriderstudios.com. Also, we've got this really cool looking favicon up here. I can't really tell what it is, but is that like a POW thing, like from the cartoons, or like a POW? Is that what that is? Can't really tell. Somebody in the chat, let me know if that's what that is. I can't really tell. Okay, just starting up here again, your website title is Black Rider Studios. This is going to show up in Google search results. Let's get some more information in here. This setting is something that we usually set up when we first create our account, and then we forget to go back and actually do anything with it because we weren't sure what it was for. So if you guys are sitting in that boat and you're like, man, that's what it says on top of mine, where do I go to change that? In your Zenfolio account, you're going to start out on the photos page. Hover over your studio name in the top right corner, click on settings, and then go to, I think it's website and search engine optimization. In fact, I'll show you. This is it right here. Go here, here, and then you're going to go to website, search engine optimization right here. Because this is so, so important. This is so helpful for your SEO. And you are not going to do what I have done right here and put just that. You're going to go in and add more information, but that's where that setting is. Okay. All right. Let's just go ahead and talk about the images that you have here. So you are using a photo strip. So this is a really nice way of showing a mixture of portrait orientated images and landscape orientated images. And so far you have a really distinct style that I'm seeing on here that's just absolutely gorgeous. I think it matches with the logo really, really well up here. So it looks really nice, really gorgeous style here. There seem to be a lot of images. Let's go here really quick and let's see. Not able to count how many there are. But, oh, wow, look at that one, you guys. That's just absolutely beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful photo. Lots of images. I would definitely think about, oh, I guess that's not too much. What do you guys think? Was that too much scrolling time? Is that about enough? For me, it's getting a little close. So I might think about coming back in, culling some of these down just a little bit to make sure that you're showing the best of the best here on the homepage, and that there's not like any filler images where you just kind of threw this one in here because. And also think about this too. You can see how small these are appearing. So right here, this might be an image that, while it's beautiful, you might think about replacing because it doesn't really have that wow effect like maybe something like this does because of how small the subject is in here. So let's go down here and take a look at this information. Let's capture life. Special events. We can return any papers. We also provide services to the fashion. Okay, so a lot of information in here, but I have no idea where you're located unless I skipped over it. So if you're going to have this information on here, it does say that you're a traveling photography team. Do you have a base location that you are kind of based out of that you can generally be found in? The reason it's so important for that information in there is, one, for search results, but two, just in case somebody comes across your site and they're not sure what you mean you're a traveling photographer. I know it's impossible to put all of the areas that you might service, so maybe talk about some of our favorite areas, something like that, so you have some location information in there. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at your info section. So info section goes into our history, meet the crew, behind the scenes, and say hi. So one of the things I do want to point out here is I love this logo. I think that I would go back and rethink this font choice right here. This is kind of the default for this particular layout. And while it usually works pretty well, I think that there are other fonts that would kind of match this this rustic kind of style that you guys are going for that would look a little bit better here. This is a little more modern-y looking, I think, maybe. So maybe I would try to pick out something that would go a little bit more rustic looking. And then also the other thing is these site menu items get really small when I hover over it. And so these can be hard to read, and you can actually go in there and change that as well. All right, but let's take a look at your first site menu item, our history. How do you guys feel about starting out with our history? Usually I prefer starting out with a really strong portfolio. Again, I believe that your website should be designed for your visitors. And a lot of times we just need to capture our visitors' attention with our images and showing them our images first, and then moving them into wanting to get to know about us. So once we've shown them that we can do great work, moving them towards getting to know more about us. But curious to see what you guys think in the chat about starting off with info right here. Again, really cool photos. Like you have this whole style, this whole rustic southern kind of style thing going on. I really love it a lot. I think it's really, really cool. Lots of good information in here. Let's see. So right in here, we have a location information. So not bad. San Diego, California. We have that information in here. You love traveling everywhere. I think this is cool. I would definitely think about a introduction video in this. So maybe not just a photo, although the photo is really cool, but maybe a about video where you talk a little bit about the services. I think that would be really cool here. All right, let's keep moving on. Let's check out Meet the Crew. All right. And again, just keeping on with this really cool, like, what is that, like tintype looking style of images right here. That's just absolutely beautiful photos. Just really, really cool. Now it looks like you have some other people that work with you, and I'm not sure if they're missing photos, but I'm not seeing their images here. Let's click on one of these and see what happens. Okay, so let's go down here. Okay, so there's a photo, and then it looks like it tells a little bit about them. So this is a gallery. That's why we're seeing this kind of odd space on the left where there's that text information, and then the image here, and then a lot of empty space. This is actually a gallery where they've utilized gallery captions. And I will say kudos to you for playing around with this and figuring it out. What I would challenge you to do is to go back in here and move this over to a custom page. You're going to be able to set the layout a lot nicer looking. You'll be able to add more images in there, kind of style it a little bit different. And I think a custom page is going to work a lot better for you. The other thing that you could do as well is you could contain all of this information on one page in a custom page, so that when it scrolls down, it could be Meet the Crew, and the crew could just be down here. So something to think about there. But again, really cool styling. I just love the images that are on here. So let's keep going, and let's go to, we're going to do one more behind the scenes here. We'll take a look at that, and then we'll move on to the rest of your site menu. Okay, so this is page under construction. Definitely understand that for sure. We all have stuff that we need to work on, so I think this is fine. At least you have this set up. You let people know it's coming, and you have that on here. All right, let's go check out your Getting Married section here. Getting married. All right, and this looks like it is either a custom page or, oh, it is a custom page. Okay, so this is a really cool custom page. Got it set up. You've got lots of nice information in here. Lots of just absolutely beautiful, beautiful images. Just beautiful photos. Let's keep going down here. So if you guys didn't know, this is an embedded slideshow in a custom page. That's why we kind of saw that in that transition. You can do slideshows, which is really cool. So really cool. This is very, very cool. I'm going to give you some bonus points for that. I think you've done a great job setting that custom page up. Let's get into a gallery. Let's go to your portfolio. Let's check out your portfolio here. All right, so checking out your portfolio, you are utilizing the caption. I would love to see some more image or some more text in here. again, maybe dropping in here some of our favorite places that we photographed weddings, some of our favorite destinations are, some of the best venues or some of the venues that we love the most are. Putting that kind of information in there is going to help you with search results. You can also link to those different venues, let those venues know you've linked to them, and then maybe you can get a link back. You can also put a click here to reach out and talk to us about your wedding call to action in that gallery caption as well. So just different things to think about. Also think about the way that you have that gallery titled. All of that stuff is going to help your SEO. All right, let's take a look at these images. So it looks like we have 2 eloping or wedding photography and videography. So let's go here. All right. And then we've got some information over here, kind of like what I was talking about. What do you guys think about this layout? I'm not sure I'm 100% sold on this kind of sidebar layout. I definitely get it while it makes sense to up here like this. As we scroll down the page, it kind of leaves this awkward space over here and pushes everything over here. Again, I am in love with the style of these images. I just think that they're absolutely gorgeous. I would definitely think about changing this layout out just a little bit. Maybe let's get this caption to appear over the top, kind of like we saw on that group page, and then let our images span across the width of the page instead of having this little space over here. But let's go down here. Let's take a look. Just some beautiful images. Not incredibly too many, but also I'm not seeing a lot of diversity here. So sometimes as photographers, we create our portfolio and then we get busy and we forget to go back and keep these portfolio up to dates, even though, you know, they might have been a couple of years ago that we set them up. So I would definitely stress, like right now, while we're not able to get out and shoot as much as we would like, right now is the time to go back and be checking out your portfolios, making sure that you're updating them, making sure that when somebody goes to look at a wedding portfolio, they're seeing a really good diverse amount of images in here. So right now, a lot of these, I think, if not all of them, look to be the same couple. Maybe there was a different couple down here. So I would definitely think about that and making sure that you show diversity in your portfolios here. Also, we're not seeing any categories and keywords down here. So if you've categorized and keyworded these images, it's not showing up here, which means it's not helping your SEO at all. All right, so something to think about there. All right, let's keep moving on. Let's go check out your engagements really quick. All right, and pretty much going to be the same kind of feedback here, I believe. So we have kind of this sidebar, which again, kudos to you, points for that. Putting the call to actions right here where we can look at the packages and all of that. This is how you want to use captions. It's just kind of a strange layout here with this odd space over here to the side. But just stunning photos, just absolutely beautiful. Scrolling down. Now there are quite a few in here. This is definitely more diverse as well. We're seeing a lot of different people, a lot of different backgrounds and locations. I think that this is beautiful. Almost like getting close to being almost too many images, but I wouldn't say too many yet. But definitely if you go to add more and to update this portfolio, I would definitely consider replacing images rather than adding images and not let this get too much longer, just because there are quite a few images in here. All right, let's see, we got about 2 minutes left. So guys, 2 minutes left. The next site will be from one of you guys that's hanging out with us in the chat. So if you have not submitted it, you've got like 2 minutes to go get it in there really quick, and maybe it'll be the one that gets selected for today's review. All right, let's go check out, let's check out your bands and club photography, because that's one that I have not seen on here in a while. Let's check it out. All right. So it looks like we have bands and we have clubs. So let's check out bands. And let's take a look over here. Really cool. Again, just you have this style that is just nailed down. It's just absolutely beautiful. Like I can see these images and I'm just like, that style is definitely recognizable for sure. Just beautiful photos. What might be cool is if you show some of your titles, right? So if you put some of your image titles in here, but title is for the band, right? So that when people are searching for that stuff, the titles show up in search results as well. So any text information you can add into your site, whether it's the image titles, the caption, the keywords, any of that stuff that you can get in there and then you can actually set to show, is going to help you be found on search results. So you might think about getting in there and adding in those image titles, put the band name in here, maybe put the location where this was shot. That kind of information is going to be really, really helpful for you. All right, let's see. I'm about to sneeze, so if I mute, that's why. It's hardcore pollen season right now in North Carolina, and my eyes are watering because I'm fighting back this sneeze. So let me see if I can hold it down, and let's keep moving on. Let's go check out shop. All right, and so look, this looks like maybe it is, okay, this is, so great job, first of all, letting me know there's a place where I can go buy your photos as artwork. A lot of times this is not distinguished on sites that I see. And so people have no idea, oh, if I'm just looking for art, this is where I need to go. So let's take a look really quick at your city and landscapes. And let's just take a look. So you have them organized by prints. Let's take a look here really quick. We've got the quick shop over here. So I think this is cool. Let's take a look at this really quick and see how this is set up. So just really cool. You've got stuff in the quick shop here. Just absolutely gorgeous photos. Again, I think you've done a great job. I'm just kind of scrolling through, taking a look at this. I think this is perfectly fine. One thing I'm seeing here, just to let you know, the download button is on. Let's see what I can download. So right now, really important, original downloads are on in this gallery. Go in there and make sure that that's fixed. If you haven't sold any of these images yet, you might want to go in and see how many people have downloaded them, because you do have the original download option turned on right here. And you can go in and turn that off just by going to the gallery access settings, or you need to go and turn that option off in Quick Shop, depending on which way that you have it turned on. I would definitely make sure that it's turned off in the gallery access settings so that people can't come in here and download your images. Beautiful, beautiful site. I love the style of your images. I love the whole Southern Gothic looking theme. I think that you've done a great job. Thank you so much for submitting that. Really appreciate it. Just absolutely cool site. Okay, next we're going to do a site from you guys in the chat. I'm going to take a quick break. We're going to come back. I don't know if we'll have time for questions or not, but I'll do my best to get to them. So I'm going to take a quick break. We'll be right back, and then we'll be reviewing one of your guys' sites from chat. So be right back.
Hello, Zen friends. Katie here from Zenfolio's customer support team. Thank you for joining us for Site Review Tuesday. If you are here for our live broadcast, you may already see me right over here in YouTube chat, ready to help with any questions you may have. For those of you watching the recorded version of our broadcast, you can submit any questions that you might have in the link below in the video description. You can also submit your own site for our review in the links below. Also, if you love us as much as we love you, please be sure to click the like button on this video and subscribe to our channel for lots of great info on managing your Zenfolio account and customizing your site. We're so grateful to have these pre-submitted user sites. Now let's take one of your live submissions. Y'all are awesome. Thank you for watching.
All right, so let's go pick a site. Well, I'm going to go see what site was randomly picked, because we have a random number generator. That's how all of this works. So if you guys are curious about what the numbers are all about, anytime you submit a site to get reviewed, it goes into a doc that assigns it a random number. And then that's why I have you guys throw the numbers out. So actually, I have no idea which number is your site. It's not tied to the time that you submit it. And actually, those numbers get randomly regenerated. It's this really crazy spreadsheet that I put together. They get randomly regenerated every time I change something on that doc. So anytime a new site goes on there, or anytime I mark a site as being reviewed, everybody's random number gets regenerated. And so there's not really a way to tell whose number is what. So if you're trying to guess by throwing in the number you think your site might be number 33, it's going to be hard, because that number gets like randomly regenerated. Okay, so let's see. The number that got chose today by our random number generator is a Mr. It looks like Lewis Bishop Photography.co.uk. Okay, so let me grab this. Let me drag it over really quick. And yeah, whenever I do the break, that is my tea break. I've been drinking ginger tea. Like my throat's the pollen, and then all of the courses that I've been doing, like my voice is wearing thin, and I want to make sure that I'm able to talk at least for the rest of the day. So during those breaks, I usually am downing ginger tea so that I can keep talking. All right, so Lewis Bishop Photography.co. We're going to put 15 minutes up on the clock. We're going to start the review. Thank you so much, Lewis, for hanging out with us today and submitting your site. If your site was not chosen, don't worry. It's going to go into our backlog, which means that maybe it will be chosen later on down the road, and you can always come back next Tuesday and resubmit your site if you want to. Okay, here we go. 15 minutes on the clock. We're going to get started right here. So let's bring this down. So web address is lewisbishopphotography.co.uk. And you can see right up here, it does look like you have something in the favicon. I think what I'm seeing is a miniaturized version of this logo right here. You might want to think about swapping that out. It's not a big deal at all. Like really, it's not a big deal, but you could maybe crop into the camera right there and put the camera up here instead of that full logo. Might be something that would look a little bit better since it's smaller. That's 16 pixels by 16 pixels is the size of that up there. It does look like you have some information in your website title here. I can't figure out how it does it, but sometimes I can hover over this and get Google to tell me what's in there, but it's not doing it right now. So it looks like you have some information in there, so we're just going to keep moving on down here. One of the things is your logo right here. That's really cool. I like the way you have it set up. It looks a little small, and from my view, at least my eyes, it might be a little blurry. It looks like it might be a little pixelated. So a couple of things that could be. It could be that you're uploading a really big logo and it's having to be downscaled. It could be that there's a lot of space around that logo. So if you haven't watched it yet, there's a video on our channel called, I think it's just custom logos on your Zenfolio account. It will go through the steps of getting a logo in here, getting it sized the way you want, making sure that it appears the way that you want it to appear on the header. I think it's a really cool logo. And I'm definitely catching the play on the camera and a wedding ring. Let me know if I'm missing that, if I'm reading too much into that, Lewis, or if that's what you meant. It's a really cool logo, but it feels a little pixelated to me and just a little small. I'd like to see it be a little bit larger here. Okay, beautiful images on the homepage really quick. Let's see if we can count how many there are. Let's just see. Oh, wow, look at that one. That's absolutely beautiful. Just some beautiful, beautiful images here. So it is very clear that you are primarily a wedding photographer, not just from looking at your logo, not just from reading here, not just from this information, but from your images as well. And it's very strong coming across that you are a wedding photographer. And you have your location information right here. So we can see where you're located right on the homepage without looking for it, without being confused, without wondering. Really great setup right here. I love this. I think these images would be beautiful larger, but I think that this is nice because it kind of gives you this space here as well to kind of have this text information. So I think this is a really cool setup. I love what I'm seeing so far. It's nice, simple, it's clean, and I think it's working really well for you. So let's go down here and see what kind of information we have down here. So you have like your contact information. It also looks like down here you have some other information as well right here. So I think this is fine. This information is kind of already up here. Some of it is, so I don't know if this is necessary, but I'm not saying you should turn it off, but you could turn it off if you didn't want to have this extra space down here on your homepage. Also to the footer here showing up, I don't really see a reason for that. You could probably turn the footer off if you wanted to as well. All right, let's check out your about page. All right, looks like we got a really cool about photo, and we've got some information in here. My journey started photographing. All right, I think this is really cool. Certainly loved every single wedding and event. So right here, really cool. You have call to actions in here, right? So I can sincerely say I've loved every single wedding and event. These are links that if I'm reading this as a visitor, I can click on these and it took me to your wedding portfolio. Really cool setup, really, really nicely done there. Bonus points for that, Lewis. I think you've done a great job here. Let's click on this one just to make sure. And again, this is going to your event portfolio. So let's go back and we're just going to keep following your site menu, following the path that you've set out for us. So let's go to weddings and portfolio and take a look. So I'm not seeing a caption up here. I definitely think you could go in here and put in a caption. Again, talk about the different venues that you've shot at, the different locations. Maybe talk a little bit about why you love weddings, your approach, your take, how you work with your clients, different things like that. You don't want to write a novel here, but you just want to put some information that's going to help Google understand what your site is about, and it's also going to give your visitors kind of a sense of your personality and what working with you is going to be like. And you can also, again, put links in that caption as well. Super, super helpful. These photos are absolutely stunning, though. Just beautiful. That's gorgeous. So let's go down here and take a look. All right. So a lot of these images feel like duplicates that we've seen on the homepage. I'm not going to say that that's a big issue, but I would definitely use that as a way of maybe culling your portfolio down just a little bit. Right? So you can see there's quite a few images over here to go through, lots of images actually. And while they're all absolutely beautiful and you have a really diverse selection here, I might think about culling these down just a little bit. And one of the criteria you might want to use is, well, did I already show this on the homepage? I don't want people seeing my homepage images, coming here and then seeing these duplicates. So using that as a criteria to cull these down. Let's go down to the bottom really quick. Let's see if we're seeing any categories and keywords. So no categories and keywords here. Definitely something that you want to add in. If you've taken the time to categorize and keyword these photos and this gallery, it's not being shown here. So Google does not take it into account. So it's not helping you at all. So you might want to think about adding that, turning that on, setting that to show so that it actually helps you in search results. And then also, again, we do have the footer down here. If you're going to show the footer down here, you might think about turning on your site menu in the footer down here as well, especially since we have quite a few photos here. This is just going to help it when people scroll down to the bottom, then they can navigate from here rather than having to go all the way back up to the top if you're going to have this many images. Personally, I would probably consider culling these down a little bit, going in and getting the categories and keywords added, but absolutely beautiful, beautiful photos. All right, let's check out your prices and packages. All right, so really cool custom page. Let's go here. So every single couple, please get in touch. And then right down here, we have your different packages right here. So right here we have different packages. You have your pricing information. You have what it costs right here, what it includes, all of that information right in here. So one of the things that you might think about is linking this to a pre-order. Like, I don't know if you've utilized Zenfolio's pre-order or not, but you can set up this same exact package as a pre-order or prepay, and somebody can click on here and then go ahead and make a payment towards that package or pay for that package. But this is really cool right here. I think this is absolutely beautiful. Good job setting this up. And then we have some kind of product stuff down here. So really, really cool page. Lots of good information. Bonus points on that, taking on that custom page. I think it looks fantastic. All right, let's go to events really quick. Let's check out your events portfolio. All right, same feedback as I had before, so no caption. Again, caption information is going to be really helpful for clients, letting them know the types of events you do. Maybe you want to mention here the different specific events that you do. I do weddings, I do bar mitzvahs, I do, this or that. And then talking about different venues. Again, talking about different venues in here is going to help your SEO. Think about what people are searching for when they're getting ready to set up an event or when they're getting ready to get married. Brides and grooms are searching for wedding venues. People who are getting ready to have a birthday party might be searching for venues. So including the names of those specific venues might help you show up better on search results for those kinds of searches as well. So something to think about here. And then let's scroll down to the bottom and just take a look and see if we have categories and keywords. So again, no keywords and categories right here. And Fred's asking in the chat, question mark, he says, show keywords on the site. 100% in your portfolio, I would always recommend showing keywords. Zenfolio knows that you don't want your pages covered in keywords. Like, it's not ugly at all. The thing about keywords is that in order for Google to see information as relevant, in order for it to actually count and help your SEO, it has to be seen by visitors. So if you show your captions, categories, and keywords, the categories and keywords actually show up down here in a little box that then can be clicked on and expanded so people can actually read, but it doesn't clutter up your page at all. It looks like Katie threw in a link on a video about that, so thank you, Katie. Definitely go check that video out. It'll be really helpful. But let's keep moving on. Let's go check out your kind words section here. And again, this looks like it's another custom page, and we've got the client review, the client's name, and an image from their wedding right here. So this is really, really cool. I think that this is absolutely fantastic. Great job setting this up, and just some absolutely beautiful photos. Now it looks like there's a lot. Is there a lot of reviews, or is there just a, okay. So right here, not sure what's going on here, but there is like this really big blank space. So not sure if that's a client image that's not showing up, but you might want to come in here and check this out. One thing I do recommend is making sure that you give your site a reality check. And what I mean by that is, if you have some time, go open it up on a different computer. Don't use the same computer if you have another one. Open it up on a different computer and in a different browser than you normally use. Go through it like you're a visitor and explore your site from that different device. Do it on your phone. Ask a friend to do it. Ask your spouse to do it. Find out what their feedback is. What confused them? What did they get hung up on? What did they like? Do reality checks on your websites. Make sure that you're having other people give you feedback as well, so that you can go in and constantly modify this. Don't think about your site as something that you set up once and it's done and you're good to go. This is something that should always be evolving, just like your skill set and just like your business. Your website is your virtual online store. It should constantly be evolving as your business does as well. All right, let's keep going down here. Let's take a look at this. Lots and lots of really cool client reviews. Some of them have images, some of them don't. Some of them have these weird blank spaces. I don't know if the image is private, if it's password protected, so you might want to come in there and take a look at that. Really, really beautiful photos though, just really cool, and a really cool custom page. All right, let's check out your blog. We're actually going to make it to somebody's blog this time. So we're going to check out your blog, and let's see, March 28th, 2020. So that was last month. Great job getting a blog post up. Let's see, March 13th and January. So January, so it looks like you missed February, but you did too in March. I think that's perfectly fine. December. All right, so I'm going to say bonus points are great job. Let's do a great job keeping up with your blog, keeping your blog going. It's nice that we're in here and we're not seeing that the last time you blog post or put a blog post up was a year ago. That's what I see so many times. Look, I know that blogging can be time consuming. So if you're going to do it, you need to do it and be consistent. Otherwise, you're better off focusing that little bit of sporadic attention that you get, or that little bit of sporadic spare time that you get somewhere else. Keywording or something like that, rather than putting a blog post up where people are going to see that it's been a while since you posted last. But great job here keeping your post up to date. Let's click on a blog post and let's take a look really quick. Actually, I had the pleasure of photography, YouTube. All right, really cool. So if you're blogging and you're talking about people like this who have YouTube and Instagram accounts and different things like that, this is really awesome that you have linked to this stuff in your blog post. This is the kind of stuff that you can share with those people and say, hey, I wanted to let you know I did a blog post about you. I linked to your social media and stuff. Do you mind linking back to me, back to my blog post, back to my site? That way, again, that's going to help your SEO. It's going to help Google see that you are relevant, and it's going to help you climb up that search results ladder. Beautiful photos, just absolutely beautiful photos. And there's a nice mixture of text and then photos. Although it does seem to be mostly text at first, with a lot of photos at the end. So maybe thinking about a way that you can intertwine the two so that this goes down and feels more like a story that it's telling rather than just a bunch of text. Then we get to the images. So maybe just something to think about there. I don't think that this is bad at all. I think this is really cool, but just something to think about. Thinking about as you're looking through this, are you reading through all of this? Would it be nice to intermingle these images in between different parts of this text to kind of let it visually tell a story as we go down through the blog post? Really, really cool though. Let's check out your contact page really quick. We got like 45 seconds left. This is the Zenfolio built-in contact page, perfectly fine to use. It's already set up. It's there. It works. It's easy. You don't have to do anything extra. So I think that this is perfect. Overall, Lewis, I think you've got a really cool site. I feel like the theme today, among most days that we do Site Review Tuesdays, goes back to captions, categories, and keywords and how important they are for your SEO. So if you're showing portfolios and you're not showing your categories and keywords, all you're giving Google to really understand what that portfolio page is about is the title that you gave it as a gallery, and then if you have any kind of alt text in the image titles. Other than that, you're not giving it much information, and therefore it doesn't really know how to serve that page up on search results because it doesn't have enough information to really understand what the page is about. So that is something to think about. Thank you so much, Lewis, for submitting your site. Again, I think you had some absolutely beautiful, beautiful images there on your site. All right, let's see. Let me go back and chat with some of you guys in chat really quick. We've got about 4 minutes and 30 seconds left. I don't know if I'll have time to get to any questions. I might try to get to one question, but let's just see. You got anybody saying anything in the chat? Terry said, my husband and I haven't done much with our site in a while. I see it has a lot more to offer, and I want to learn more about navigating our site. Awesome. Absolutely. This is a great place to come and learn about Zenfolio and really see. What I love about doing Site Review Tuesday, you guys, is I love seeing all of your guys' sites and how you've been using our platform so diversely. There are so many times I come across sites and I see that you guys have figured something out a little different with Zenfolio than other people have, and it's just grows my knowledge of the platform, and it's really where I get a lot of my ideas of different things that I do. That's why I love doing Site Review Tuesday so much, is because I really love looking at your guys' sites, looking at your beautiful, beautiful images, just seeing all of your incredible work, but really seeing what you guys are doing with the platform, how you're taking it, how you're molding it to fit your business, how you're using it to meet your needs. I think that it's just every time I go into somebody's Zenfolio site, it seems like I'm always learning something new that you guys are doing with it. So big kudos to you guys for that. Let's see, we got like 3 minutes left. I'm gonna see if I can answer one question really quick. Let's see if I got a question over here I can answer really quick in like a few seconds. Let's see. Oh, really quickly, I think this time what I'll do is I'll use this few minutes and I'll show you guys how to turn on categories and keywords. So Fred Brown, this is what you were looking for. So what I'm going to show you really quick is if we go to proofs right here, and if I go to details, you're going to see that there's nothing in the gallery because I think that I reset it. But if I go to these images, there should be information in here. So look, some of them have keywords in here. All right, so it's under the details, the image keyword, all of that stuff. And then I'm just going to copy these keywords really quick, save it. And then what I'm going to do is we'll go up to the gallery and I'll just put in those keywords into the gallery really quickly. And then I want to show you how to turn this on your site so that you can make sure that these keywords are showing. So we're going to go to details right here. I'm going to paste in that keyword and I'm just going to write here is the caption. Okay, once we actually have that information in here, then what we're going to do is right click on preview, open this in a new tab. That's going to open up customized view for your site. Then you're going to go to edit page, and then you're going to go to options right here, uncheck use default, go to page elements, make sure that your caption is showing and your categories and keywords are showing right here. Hit apply and that's going to show that. So the caption is going to be up top. I'll show you that in a second. Here is the caption right up here, which this website has a really bad color theme applied to it, so it's hard to read the caption, but it'll show up right here. Then the categories and keywords is down here, and this is that little hidden box that I was talking about, Fred, right here, to where it shows all of that information. So once you have that done, save it as default, so that applies to all of your galleries if you want it to, and then you're going to click that publish button so that those changes actually go live to your site, and then that will show that information so that these search engines can read it, index it, and hopefully push you further up that search results ladder. All right. Okay, guys, I want to say thank you so much to everybody who hung out with me today. Let's see. Fred Brown, Lewis Bishop, Scott Anderson, Terry, who else we got here? Meredith, Roush Photography, Lynn, Ian, Home Phone, Dee Dee, Brenda, Britton, Jennifer, and anybody else that I missed. I'm just not that fast of a reader. I didn't ignore you on purpose or miss your name on purpose, so don't take it like that. I really appreciate you guys so much for coming on here and hanging out with us, and all of you guys who have submitted your site for review. I really appreciate that. I know it's a little scary sometimes putting it out there, letting people review your sites. So hopefully this was helpful. Hopefully you guys have got some ideas how to go back, revise your sites while we kind of have this weird downtime, and that way when we get through all of this coronavirus stuff, which we will, we can get back to business, not as usual, but even stronger than we were before. All right, don't forget this Thursday, Zenfolio Live, we're going to be talking about selling video tutorials, collecting payments for online virtual courses. That's the same time as we started today, so that's 2 p.m. Eastern Time, 11 a.m. Pacific. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed. Until Thursday, you guys, make sure that you're staying safe, you're staying smart, you're staying home, and that you are posting positive stuff on your social media, that you're doing things to encourage other people, to give other people hope, and to let everybody know that none of us are in this alone and that we're all in this together. I will see you guys Thursday. Have a great rest of your week.